I'm like a natural born porn star.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know her from Reddit, you know her from Twitter, you know her from all over the internet. Welcome to the stage, Miss Panty Nectar.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm at a freaking show or something.
Well, you are a show. Look
Dude.
at you. You're a freaking smoke show if I'm talking about it.
Oh my gosh, Mr. P on it today.
How are you doing today, Panty Nectar? I thought we'd bring a little something extra to the show and just spice it up a little bit.
I love this. If you guys know anything about Panty Nectar, the brand, you know it's always growing and evolving. And so that was a really fun intro to the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as we did. And I hope you're excited for episode 50 freaking 2. So I actually made a shake this morning. And I wanted to highlight my shake real quick. I know maybe if some of you struggle to have breakfast in the morning or even need like a nice dessert, we were talking about this before the show. I said my shake recipe.
Go ahead, Panty Nectar.
It is Mr. P's recipe that I have just filled with so much love over the years that I think it's worth sharing with everyone else. So our shake is made with almond milk. It is made with whole rolled oats. Everything I think is organic that we use. Almond butter, chia seeds, cacao powder, lots of frozen greens, honey. Sometimes I put in coconut oil. And I'm trying to think. I think that's it. Oh, protein powder.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that go into that.
Yummy.
Yeah, and you can kind of mix it up as you go. It's just kind of one of those things. It's like, what's in the pantry type.
If you have bananas going bad, you can throw a banana in there.
Bananas are delicious in it. Even, if you freeze them, or you could, I like doing frozen blueberries, throwing a little handful of frozen blueberries every once in a while. It kind of spices things up. So.
Yeah, and I didn't,
But it's delicious. You have it sitting right there. You
have
should
one
show
right here,
everybody
yes.
who's watching so they can see. You can go to, if you want to see this, Panty Nectar make this shake, you can go to pantynectar.com and watch her, or at least maybe drink the shake.
Yes, and I have posted videos, time lapses of me making the shake before. I think it's a great recipe and it's freaking filled with so many good nutrients. So if you want to try that shake, please let me know when you do. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you did to tweak it. Maybe you have something that you add to it. We'd love to hear about it because we are big fans of the shake.
Yeah, well, definitely. And we'll put a recipe there in the show notes. So if you're listening to this show right now, just head over to the show notes, expand it, and you'll see the little recipe that Panty Nectar does. And it's Panty Nectar's little special recipe.
So 52 has already started. We're like, we get to talk about sex. And then we open with a shake, with a protein shake. That's real good. But no, this episode is going to be a little different today. Usually we're talking about sex or how to do certain things or just talking about open topics. Today, I wanted to jump more on the creator side of things and kind of speak to the people. Obviously, this is great for anyone who wants to grow social media, but talk a little more on the creator side of what it is that Panty Nectar does, how you could grow something like that. If you're maybe interested in sharing your pictures, we can talk about how to get started in that. It is a big evolution. It has been a big evolution for Panty Nectar, and what started it all was Reddit.
Yeah.
Everything started on Reddit. And my intentions when starting this was not like to be some big
Porn
podcaster. Yes.
To be some really big slut. I just wanted to be this small slut.
I just wanted to be a small slut. No, people ask it about us recording content all the time.
Yes.
And there are times you have to set aside to make content, create content. But a lot of what we do is just kind of what we were doing before. Like when we would have interactions with each other, we would record some of it. We're just kinky fucks like that. And we just looking back at our videos. So that part wasn't like a hard concept to wrap around. For some, it might. I've helped some girls out in the past that like they're not in a routine of taking pictures of themselves or doing things like that. So content creating side is big about it. And that's why I think it's so important to stay like as authentic as possible, because you want it to be something you enjoy. You're not going to wake up and be like, fuck, I need to do this, this, and this today, because if I don't, my business isn't going to do very well. And like, that's not a very good mindset to be in when it comes to that stuff. So content creating.
Yeah, I think so many people see because you get on a daily basis people reaching out to you, and one way or another, creators in some way, and a lot of them are even people that aren't actively, creating. Maybe they're just wanting to get into it, and what does it take? And
right.
Because so many people have heard the success stories, right? Of, oh, this girl made an OnlyFans and it's like, so then you have if you look at it, the barrier to entry to doing this is incredibly small, right? Like there's not from a business aspect of it, you need a cell phone and an internet connection.
Yeah.
That is it. That's it. Like no more than that. That is it. You don't have to go. You don't have to go buy expensive cameras and microphones, lighting, and all this crazy stuff. You need to have a cell phone and an internet connection, and you have to have the drive. Like you're saying, if you're waking up in the morning and you see it as like, oh my God, I gotta get up and go do this, then you're never going to be successful at whatever it is you're doing. Right? It doesn't matter if you're doing this or if you want to be a doctor, and guess what? You have to go to medical school, and you don't want to, like, you better find a way to love it, whatever it is you're doing. And so I think so many people get it. It's easy to get sucked into thinking it's just going to be easy, you know? And when you were talking about waking up and doing that, it made me think about Steve Jobs' commencement speech in 2005 at Stanford. And we'll link that in the show notes as well. There's this phenomenal video. It's 15 or 20 minutes, 25 minutes long, whatever it is, of Steve Jobs. And he's talking about, just kind of life in general. And he's talking to these Stanford graduates about, what they can do on their paths in their lives. And one thing that he talked about was about waking up every day. And he says, when I wake up every day, I look at myself in the mirror and I think, that what I'm about to do today, is it something that I love? Is this something that I'm just really passionate about doing? And when there's too many days in a row that I don't have that passion, that he says, I know I need to change something.
Yeah.
And so first you have to have the drive. You have to have the if you don't want to work at anything, you're just don't even do it.
Yeah.
If you're not going to put your heart and soul into it, don't even try. Because if you look in this space at the people at the creators that are at the top, they're not, of course, like there's very beautiful creators out there, right? But it's the ones that work the hardest that you see up at the top. And that's in any game.
Yeah.
You look at football, you look at sports, you look at swimming, you look at fucking ballet or choir or whatever it is. No one just steps up to the plate and just hits a home run.
Yeah.
Their first at bat. No, you got to work at it.
And that's a big assumption, I think, in this space and in what we do. Like people are like, oh, well, you're attractive and you're fit. Like no wonder you do so good. And it's like, man, if you guys only knew all the responses, the millions and millions of we wake up 4 a.m. sometimes, and it's literally just I need to get those responses in, because if I don't, the next girl is. So it is important to me. And that's what people also misunderstand as well, is it's not just the paid platforms. Of course, I pay special attention to the paid platforms and the people that are willing to spend their money to come support me to see more. It's all about the free stuff as well.
100%.
Responding to every Reddit comment, to every Reddit message, to every Reddit chat.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just on Reddit. And then you have Twitter. Every Twitter message, you try to respond to every comment, at least every comment. You try, because this space...
if you're first starting out, you respond to every comment.
It
There's
doesn't
no
matter
trying.
if it's a
There's
smiley
no
face.
like you respond to every comment. And if you've been in the game for a while and your shit's struggling and you're wondering why, start responding to every comment.
Yeah.
It'll make a huge difference. And I guarantee you the people at the top, they're still responding to comments.
Yeah.
You know, you look at people even not in the not safe for work space. Just if you're on Twitter, go look at some of your favorite people. See if they engage in the comment sections on there. I guarantee you most of them do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about engagement. And you have to get to a point where like you need to give them a reason to want to come check on you because like you said, there are millions of girls in this space. And what separates me, I think, from a lot of other creators is that I create something that's a lot more tangible than just going on the internet and seeing this girl getting her face covered in cum. Like, it's a lot deeper than that. People want, I want people to have that kind of relationship with me. I want you guys to know when I'm struggling too, or when I'm fucking working hard and motivated. I want you guys to feel that and everything. So it's really about creating that community in that space. A lot of people think that they're just like opening the door up to weirdos and to creeps. And it's like, I can tell you right now, I don't deal with anything like that, but a percentage of people that cross my paths, it's probably like 1-2% is negative bullshit.
Yeah.
People that like, because I just don't create that space. We don't create the room for that kind of stuff to grow.
Yeah.
So when you are present and you are active and you're able to create that kind of space within your own stuff, that's what you do.
It's the experience, like you're talking about. You're fostering this experience. You're growing this experience, and not just for your fans, for you yourself, right? You're a part of it. If you see it as you're just giving your fans something that you have to do this, no. You have to be a part of the experience. You are the experience in this case, right? And so that means, like, especially in the engagement aspect and going back and forth. And here's another thing. One thing I see a lot of is creators engaging in negative comments, negative behavior, negative, you know, whether it was
took my post down,
or whether it was a fan or you know, a fan sent me this or you know, somebody said this about my post. Anything like you've talked about, like people come to Panty Nectar to like let that shit go.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Like there's all this drama in life everywhere, right? Like this morning, there's probably someone who went to the gas station right now, is pumping gas, and someone fucking ran into their car.
Right.
There's some shit right there. They get to work, and then you know their boss tells them to do something. It's a Monday, and then they know Wednesday they have then they get home to their wife or their husband or their boyfriend or girlfriend, and it's like all these things in life. Like there's real stress in life.
Yep.
And people use this as an outlet. Like people turn on the TV to watch MTV or to watch football or basketball or fucking soccer or whatever it is, or your favorite show or movie or songs. People use this as a type of escapism as well. And when you foster that positive environment, you create that vacuum of people, and it brings these people into it that are positive just like you. Yeah. When you're being negative or whatever you're being, you're going to attract what you're putting out, basically. Yeah. So if you're putting out these real bad vibes and negative behavior, guess what you're going to be getting? Yeah. You're going to be getting the same thing in return. And I can tell you, it is a self-defeating spiral, because once you get into that, it's that vortex, and it just gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and then it sucks you into it, and it's harder to climb out of that. Let all the negative stuff go and be positive. It doesn't mean you have to be bullshit and fake and all this kind of stuff. Just be positive.
And that's, you know, that's what I think it's important as a creator to remember. Like, for me, I'm very blessed that I get to do this every day, because it does remind me to, like, You know, there's been times where like Spotify's taken my podcast down when it's in the top charts and I have no idea why they're taking it down. Do you know how frustrating that is?
Right.
Or getting banned from subreddits because people don't like you and you didn't want to hook up with them. Like there's real shit that goes on with Panty Nectar, but I don't blast it all the time. If people only knew.
You don't talk about,
exactly,
right?
because that's what you grow, and you don't want to grow in that negative space. Guess what? No one gives a fuck that Spotify took my podcast down.
Not at all.
It is what it is, and like it happens, and you got to move on and find a way to continue to reach your audience. So what do? We focus on the website, then focus on the things that do matter. We've had people, you know, other girls that have talked about. I know one girl the other day in the Discord was talking about something about her Instagram account getting shut down or something like that. And I'm like, girl, get on Twitter. You got a Twitter? Like, get on Snapchat. Get on, like, don't even focus on that Instagram bullshit. Because guess what? You have no control over that at the end of the day. These platforms can do whatever they want. That's just the con of being in the not safe for work area, being a sex worker. That's what can happen. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
The price of business. If you're in this space, you're going to be getting fucked with. It doesn't matter if it's by your bank or by the platform, whatever it is. Like, you have to have thick skin. Like, you were mentioning to me, the Mathma Kitten chick. Like, she had her Instagram banned at 91,000 the other day. And then, so she has a backup that had like 30-something thousand. It gets banned. And but then she got it back and then got it banned again, you know, and she was posting that on Twitter and she wasn't complaining. She's one of those, she has positive vibes. She has real good positive. Go follow Mathma Kitten. She's on Twitter, she's on Reddit, I'm sure
Instagram,
a bunch of places. And but she was just saying, you know, like, hey, this is just, I got banned. Like, I got this account banned, I got that account banned. So you need to be in places that are more more open to the things that you're doing, I guess.
Right.
And you know, the reality of that is that Reddit is a really good platform for the not safe for work space. Twitter is an excellent platform. If you're right now, if you're in the not safe for work space, or you're thinking about getting if you want to get in the not safe for work space right now, the two platforms you must be on are Reddit and Twitter.
Yeah.
Period. End of story.
Yeah.
You have to be on those.
Yeah. You know, and I think like the best way to compare it is like, have you ever had those friends that like just sit around and love to kind of like gossip and like talk shit about people, and like you do get wrapped up in it, and like it's the same with this space. Like, you can't get wrapped up in the drama and the BS and the crap that's going on. You have to always be moving forward, because that's what your fans deserve. If you're a creator, your fans deserve. They understand you're a human being, or maybe they don't, and you need to connect a little bit better, but they understand that you're a human and you go through shit. But they, you know, always appreciate you coming at it with the best foot forward. Always.
Yeah. And one thing you shouldn't do is, you know, I've seen on OnlyFans where some creators will, they'll be posting and then they'll kind of be real sporadic. Right, like that's another thing. You have to be there every day, all day, every day, or as much as you. You have to be engaging every day.
Because if you're not, someone else is.
Every single day, and every single day you must be engaging as much as you possibly can during that day. And you see a lot of times where some creators will say, "Oh, I'm going to," you know, you won't see them post for like 3 months, and then they come back and they're like, hey, I know I haven't been posting in a while, but this week I want to be doing a lot more. So make sure and they post like at that post, and then you don't see them again and it's just like that inconsistency. When you have inconsistency, because there's been times where Panty Nectar's been inconsistent, and like, you know, you can't post for a few days or something happens, and it's like, you know, it like real life shit happens that like you have to take care of your real life and not Panty Nectar stuff. You know, like Panty Nectar takes a back burner. You see it start dropping off. It happens like that.
Yeah.
Right. And these platforms, like, so the great part about this is, like I was talking about, all you need is a cell phone and internet connection, but these platforms are in business to make money as well. So they're going to be elevating the accounts that are doing the best for them. Right. Yeah. So like, if you're on Twitter and you're not fucking responding to anybody and you post once a day or once every other day, and that's it. Well, guess what's going to be happening? You're going to be going like this in Twitter's little, you know, ranking system. But as you post, respond to comments, you see somebody's post that you like, you leave a nice little comment that says, hey, I like where, you're out there with these dolphins swimming or whatever it is. Oh, those dolphins look really cool. Post, bam, move on to the next one. Like, that's how you're going to rise up. There is no, and you can, I've studied people from many different aspects of this space and other, there is no quick trick.
No.
There is no magic hashtag. There is no, one person that I really look up to is Gary Vaynerchuk. I mean, that guy has built a massive empire from nothing. Nothing, right? And he is a social media genius. Absolute social media genius. But it's not necessarily social media. He understands human behavior.
Right.
And if you go look at Gary's stuff right now, like, he's constantly engaging every day. Yeah. Every single day he's posting, responding in his comment section, retweeting something that somebody said, one of his fans. And when he posts, you go look at his post right now. He doesn't have any posts that has like fucking 3 million likes on it. They're all maybe a few thousand, Right. And like he has a few million followers, but like it is his engagement, it is his constant presence and his tenacity that has pushed him up and up.
I think one thing that he does a really good job, and this is maybe a question for maybe you're a creator already and you're listening to this and you're like, man, my stuff isn't doing very well. I'm not seeing any gain in my OnlyFans or in my Reddit followers. What's going on? But Gary Vee teaches the answer is always more content. It is always more content. And I don't mean like specific, it's always more sex content. Like the answer is just put stuff out there. If you put stuff out there, people are going to watch it. This podcast started, we didn't even know. We were like, let's just talk about the things we want to talk about. And people listen. Just put more content out there. Put as much content. It's never enough. That's one thing that people, it's kind of sad to see in this space when people are like, oh, be ready for this like in 2 weeks from now. And it's like, man, post that now. Like give it to them now. That's how you keep people there. That's how you grow. That's how you give.
And this transcends a not safe workspace. This goes into everything, right, Pandy Nectar?
Grow anything, yes.
Like for people listening right now and they're like, well, there's no way that I would ever post myself nude. Like totally got it. Totally not trying to convince you to do so. But let's say you're that person and you make necklaces or you have
a lawn business.
Or you have a lawn business or you make knives or you're a car, whatever it is, you can use these same principles and grow your social media following. And you will increase whatever it is that you're doing. Yeah. And if you're like, well, what would I even post? Like, okay, if you mentioned lawn business, post yourself mowing the yards. Yeah. Post yourself before, post yourself after, or the lawn, itself. Show you doing some cool things. Create a TikTok. That would be great.
Facts about how to keep your lawn healthy.
Exactly.
Just tidbits for homeowners or renters, and
that's the thing. Don't be like, oh, okay, yeah, I need to go on and start advertising. Don't go on and say, your first post be, I'm Joe the Lawn Man, call me at da-da-da-da-da. No one gives a shit about Joe the Lawn Man, right? Like,
I don't even know you.
What does Joe the Lawn Man do? What has Joe the Lawn Man provided for the community, right? If Joe the Lawn Man has been posting all these cool factual things about how to keep your lawn more green and how to keep the grubs out of it, or, in the winter months, how to keep your plants safe or whatever it is. And that's what Joe posts. Well, people are going to start following Joe's account. And once Joe the Lawn Man has it grown, then, you can post every once in a while that, oh, by the way, you can contact me here.
And everyone's going to know because they're going to remember Joe the Lawn Guy. Oh, you need help? There's this guy I watch on Instagram, Joe. He has this lawn business. Go check him out. And it's like fire if you're putting that content out there.
100%. Yeah. And you can, like the lawn thing is more localized, right? Like Joe can't go mow somebody's yard 3 states away. But if you make, like I was mentioning, making necklaces, let's say, guess what? You could ship those necklaces to somebody 3 states away or somebody in another country even.
Right.
So like the internet and the backbone of the internet and social media makes everything possible.
Yeah.
And it truly is. So if you want to do anything, start a social media account.
Yes.
And start posting about it. And here's the thing. When you make your first post, no one's going to care. When you make your second post, third post, 10th, 50th, 100th post, it's just it's a slow grind. Don't get your hopes up and 5-10 posts in be like, oh my god, I only have 2 followers and one of them is my freaking cousin.
Yeah,
like
it's also like a rolling thing as well. Like it's kind of like this ice ball that's going down the mountain. Like it's going to take a minute before it starts to grow. It's got to collect that ice. It's got to collect more of that snow. So you have to keep that wheel turning to see that produce as well. I think that's a misconception. People are like, I'm posting 10 posts a day on my Instagram. I'm not gaining any followers. What's going on? And it's like, keep doing it. Keep responding to every message, to every comment, like every comment. Post on your stories on Instagram. Post on your stories on Snapchat. Post on those things. Content.
Yeah, and that's the good part about Reddit too. Is like I was thinking, Reddit, kind of it's a double-edged sword in a way because like the downside to Reddit is that it's so niche, right? Like everything is posted in a subreddit. So like everything is specific to that subreddit. So, but the great part about it is that you can really target the audience that you want to go after, right? So in your case, right, like you're this petite blonde girl. Well, you're going to be posting in subreddits that are oriented towards that type of, that people are going to that subreddit to see that. You're not going to be posting like in some goth subreddits,
right,
because you're not a goth chick. But guess what? There's millions of fucking goth chicks out there and millions of dudes who love that shit.
Right.
And if you are into that, then if you're the goth chick or the goth dude, then go post in the goth subreddits, and that will be where your audience is at, and that's how you can grow your following. If you're not posting something contextual as well, it has to be what the people are looking for. If you're and posting in the goth subreddits or trying to, and you're posting, your fucking happy day at the beach.
Yeah.
Well, you're probably not going to do that well because that's not what those people are into. Try to get into the mindset of the people that the community that you want to be a part of and that are trying to market towards.
I think it's definitely like sometimes people may have this expectation and idea of what their target audience looks like. And it's funny, like when I first started, I'm like the misogynistic subs, like they're freaking mean in those subs, like fuck those subs. But now I'm like, man, I just noticed I do really good in those subs and their comments are like kind of funny. So it's nice to like, I post there. So I think like having the expectation of what your audience looks like. I had a guy on Reddit actually message me the other day and he said, hey, how can I grow my fan base in Houston? And I said, well, specifically Houston, find those subs that are in Houston. There's a million porn subs out there. So if you're running out of subs, I promise there's a ton of subs out there for everything. But I told him post in, those Houston subs. And he's like, well, I do, but I really just get dicks back and like guys messaging me back. And I said, well, brother, I hate to tell you, but that's probably your target audience then. You may want to adapt a little bit. And I'm definitely not saying like do something that you're uncomfortable with, but like the expectation of like thinking all these hot girls are going to be commenting on your pictures. And it's like, no. Like Reddit's a big space for dudes. There's a lot of dudes on there. So sometimes you have to adjust your ideologies a little bit to kind of just play in the game,
Yeah. And that's a lot of fun to play.
It is.
And like you're saying, like in Houston, like if you're a person that's in Houston or any big city, especially like there's going to be subreddits that are for those cities, right? Like we don't live in California, but I can guarantee you there's probably some fucking LA subreddits and everything else, all the big cities around the country or world for that matter, or countries or if you like big girls or small girls or whatever it is, there's a subreddit for that. Stuffers, remember we looked at the Stuffers thing? And you were talking about like posting in different subreddits. So if you're somebody that's getting started on Reddit and you're wondering, well, what subreddits could I even post in? It's like, well, one thing you could do is go to Panty Nectar's profile. Go to Panty Nectar's profile and see the post that Panty Nectar has made, and you'll see where she has posted in the different subreddits. Or go to name your favorite creator here. Go to their profile and start scrolling through their profile, and you'll see the different subreddits that they've posted in. And maybe some of those subreddits are contextual to you that you want to post in, or maybe they're not. And here's the thing: is that you should always be even people that have been in the space for a while, you know, you can always go back through people's profiles to see where they're posting, because new subreddits are always popping off.
Right. Yeah.
New subreddits are always popping off. So, you know, and Reddit's one of those things, like you talked about, like getting banned happens, right?
Yeah.
And been banned for more probably than you've posted in. I mean, you know, like than
seriously.
you do now. And it is what it is, and that's just, you know, that's the nature of the beast. And you know, you understand that not everybody is going to be compassionate towards you. You know, let's face it.
They're like fucking spammers.
Yeah,
just trying to share my pussy. That's all.
Yeah, it is. And you know, like Panty Nectar is like the last thing. Okay, does Panty Nectar post everywhere? Absolutely. That's why everybody knows who's Panty Nectar is.
Yeah.
But you're not out there spamming. You're not out there saying, follow my Snapchat, follow this, do that, go to my da-da-da. No, it's like you're just posting shit. Right.
Yeah.
So and then to really cap it off, you know, and you mentioned it earlier, the main thing that you have to do in this space is that, okay, you got it. You know that you have to post a lot. You know you have to engage a lot. You have to add value. You have to add value. And only after you're adding value to your audience are they even going to even have the slightest inkling to want to go see what else you're doing, right? Whether that's you have a paid platform on OnlyFans or Fansly or fucking ManyVids, or you have your own website that you got set up, which is awesome. You have to be adding value to people first. If you're just out there trying to sell, the first thing people like,
or relying on like collab or not collabs, on shout outs.
Yeah.
The shout outs, relying on the shout outs. And it's like,
doesn't work.
You have to grow organically. That a shout out is great. And like, it can benefit so many people. But here's the thing. You see, Panty Nectar doesn't do that many shout outs, but when we do a shout out, you go look at who that is, because you're like, holy shit, she's never posted anyone before. Let me go check that out. The same way we do our collabs, like our collab with Kate was more of a relationship. Like we were having that, you know, special moment with Kate. I had gotten to know Kate. We had gotten to know Kate. So it wasn't like we're going to film this for our fans, which is great if you do that. But people want organic. You'll only grow so much swimming in the same pool. You have to swim in a different pool. Someone on Instagram yesterday actually asked for a shout out, and it was a guy, a male. And, you know, I'm like, I thank you for asking me. I really appreciate that. But you only grow so much with a shout out. You cannot rely. And then he said something like, oh, like I'll just, you know, I have my lifestyle friends that'll help me. And I'm like, that's great. But like Reddit, dude, you should use Reddit. Like Twitter, you should use like, you can't rely on people to grow you. Period. Because what happens if their fans stop looking at their shit because they're, you know what I mean? Like, then that shout out to you means nothing.
If you think your ticket to success is using other people to get you there, you're fucking flawed.
Yeah.
Like your logic is dead wrong. Your ticket to success is setting your alarm at freaking 3-4 o'clock in the morning, getting up when it goes off, and getting up and starting to grind.
Yep.
That's your ticket to success.
Yeah.
Once you start doing that, then other people are going to recognize what you are doing, and they're going to want to be a part of that, and you'll start receiving some accolades for that. And like you talk about, like shout outs, like you don't do shout outs.
Yeah.
But you sometimes recognize somebody if you think somebody has some cool content, or you know, periodically say, you know, Jesse and Jackson.
That's what I was thinking of, Jesse and Jackson.
We always talk about them, but there's no financial incentive. There's no like with Jess, there's no like, we don't have a fucking referral link set up, so if they go and get more followers on their OnlyFans, you get it. No.
We shout them out because they're genuine. Right, they don't do paywalls on their OnlyFans.
They work hard at what they do, and I just think that I think this space would be better with more people like them. And I think them growing to be really big, and they've gotten big, I think is better for everybody. I think the more positive people we have in this space, the more that gets amplified, and it de-amplifies all the fucking negative bullshit that people have put up with so long in this space. We know that people get scammed all the fucking time, and it's sad, right? I mean, but it's incredibly unfortunate, but there is literally nothing that we can do to... That's not fair to say. Maybe there is something that we can do, and I'm just not aware of it. I'm always open to hear. But there's something that we can do to help people, you know, to make it more safe. because we want to make this space as safe as possible. And we want to protect the creators, and we want to protect the fans. We want to protect everybody in this space.
Yeah.
And, we do that through positivity and trying to, talk about what we believe in and the things that make us happy and the things we do, the things we don't do. And we're kind of different in that aspect, but we don't want people to be like us at all. We want people to see us and recognize that, holy shit, I can just be myself in whatever it is you're doing. And from that, you can also grow into a lifestyle that supports you,
right?
And quit that fucking 9-to-5 job too.
Yeah.
It's absolutely possible.
So I hope that you have loved the tips and the things that we have talked about. I'm going to be leaving my referral link down in the show notes. So if you are someone who is interested in creating an OnlyFans account, or maybe you just want to create an account to check it out, you don't have to post anything or become, or buy anything. Just sign up through the referral link and you can go start checking it out today. If you do, please message me. I would love to help you if you want to get started. And if that sounds like freedom, sounds like something that you are interested in. So thank you. So thank you so much. And I'll see you guys for 53.